You sick of paying debts, we sick of paying dues. You know the one who that we belong to. So get your hands off our land, please, won't you? I'm living in the city, I'm living in the A. And this is for my people who struggle every day. It's simple mathematics, we learn in first grade. What do these numbers make? It's time to get paid. It's time to break chains. It's time to make a change. Better get your money, brother, and get up out the game. No one can hold me, no one can fold me. I only play this game how my people show me.
Life is what we make it. Yeah. Life is what we make it. Ooh, yeah. Life is what we make it. Yeah. Life is
Welcome back to the show. Man Talk Monday. Falcons in the Super Bowl, shawty. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Trying to find the numbers. And we should have played a New Edition song, not just a Bobby Brown song. Once again, it's all about Bobby Brown. Very funny how they characterize an 8-year-old kid as being selfish and want all the spotlight, but evidently that was Bobby Brown his whole life. But I was trying to find an actual, story validating it or that I could use as a source. But my wife told me, the old lady told me that the last episode of the New Edition movie got over 19 million viewers. Wow. $19 million viewers. That's got to be a record or whatever for BET. I'm going to guess that there has to be a record, man. And I still haven't seen the last episode yet. Once again, I missed the last episode and then went out of town and been doing a lot this weekend. I'm definitely going to see it. But $19 million, I guess it worked out for BET. And we were talking about, why they did it as a TV series or show, miniseries than a movie. And so a lot of reasons. I'm sure that financially it was the better move for them to do it that way. But it was good from what I saw. And I still got to see the last episode. But word on the street is they got 19 million viewers for the last episode. Shouts out to New Edition. Yeah. I wish that we could have worked out that contract so that I could have been in it. That's the only thing that would have made it better. But it was still good. I'm not a hater like that. I am not a hater like that. So 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. One quick little note. from the world of the NFL. San Francisco 49ers are hiring Hall of Fame candidate, bookmark that, and Fox analyst John Lynch to be their new general manager. Yeah. The two sides, as this story happened, or as this before the show started, the two sides are still finalizing the contract, which sources say will be for an unprecedented 6 years. Less than a week before he is eligible to be voted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, the former Stanford standout is returning to the Bay Area. So there's a couple of little political ties to this thing. Okay? There's a couple of little political ties to this thing. First of all, John Lynch is an analyst, so he's around football people still to this day, even though he's retired a couple of years. Second thing is John Lynch is from the Bay Area, played his college football at Stanford once again. And two, the head coach, or three, or maybe even four, the head coach is about to be Kyle Shanahan, which is the offense coordinator for the Atlanta Falcons, son of Mike Shanahan, John Lynch's former coach in Denver. Thus, politics continue in the NFL. Now, I'm not saying John Lynch won't do a good job, but this is what it's all about. We've seen this type of scenario over and over and over again. It's about who somebody knows and, the politics of the game. You can't tell me there aren't many candidates, many black candidates, not just black candidates. I was going to say just black candidates, but black candidates come to mind when I hear about a story like this. You know how many people, black guys, have been, and candidates in general. I guess I shouldn't even say black candidates, but the way it pertains to me and how I look at the league and how, black people aren't afforded opportunities. Like I just know there's probably literally hundreds of people. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. There are literally hundreds of guys that have been in the NFL for so long and that have done a good job, paid all their dues, and would love this opportunity, but because of, biases and political connections or whatever, John Lynch is coming off the street as an announcer, a play-by-play announcer, and actually he's a color analyst. He's coming off the street, per se, and now about to run one of the most famous, biggest brand organizations in football. There's only 32 of these in the world. And John Lynch is about to be the man in charge of everything. Congratulations are in order, I guess. And by the way, remember we were having this conversation about the Hall of Famers, the prospective Hall of Famers, the nominees. And I was saying that John Lynch, because of his relationship with the media and because he has this great image in the NFL, that John Lynch is going to make it to the Hall of Fame. I would think that John Lynch will make it to the Hall of Fame even probably before Brian Dawkins. They vote on that this week, or the final vote comes out this week, right before the Super Bowl. So I think I actually do it the Saturday before. So I think this coming Saturday I'll actually announce the actual voting. Don't say I told you so when it happens. Don't say I told you so when it happens. Now, once again, if you remember the conversation we had, I agreed that Brian Dawkins, there was a lot of support for Brian Dawkins over John Lynch. I agree Brian Dawkins probably all around was the better safety. But John Lynch wasn't no punk. He wasn't no scrub. And they're going to look at the fact that he was one of the main cogs of that Tampa Bay defense that took them from obscurity into being one of the worst organizations in football and in sports, period, with the creamsicle uniforms, to winning a Super Bowl. Like, most of y'all never thought in y'all lifetime y'all see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win the Super Bowl. Yeah. Yeah, y'all never thought y'all see the Tampa Bay Buccaneers win a Super Bowl, but the reason they did win a Super Bowl was in large part because of three people. Warren Sapp, who's now already in the Hall of Fame, I believe. I believe Warren Sapp's already in the Hall of Fame. Derek Brooks, who just went to the Hall of Fame, and John Lynch is included in that. Yes. Whether you think that he was had the same importance as the other two guys is debatable. I think a lot of people will say that he had the same or maybe even more significance than Derek Brooks, and Derek Brooks is in. John Lynch has been in the media for many years. John Lynch had a great career. John Lynch probably going to get in. We'll see. We'll find out about it this weekend. From Felpay in the chat room on Spreaker.com, the whole defense was a main cog on that defense. John Gruden and his sneaky ass came in like a thief in the night and took that team to the Super Bowl. Yeah, very well put. From Grego, Rex Ryan hired by ESPN as an analyst covering the Patriots for the Super Bowl. Laugh out loud. That's cute. That's very cute. From Uncle Mike, has Warren Sapp been heard from since the NFL Network cut him loose? I haven't heard too much about Warren Sapp since the NFL Network cut him loose. Very good point. From Rough Buff X Squad, John Lynch played a big role in that Super Bowl run for the Bucs. Yeah, I mean, listen, and there's this sentiment I can see pervade in the chat room that John Lynch gets a lot of love because he has the, as the great Paul Mooney said, the complexion for the protection, him being white. John Lynch was a beast. John Lynch would knock your wee-wee in the dirt. He would. And, I mean, he was kind of like him and Derek Brooks kind of almost the way that I remember it, they kind of like shared in the responsibility of being the leaders on that defense. Like sometimes I'd say Derek Brooks was the clear leader on that defense, and then sometimes it seemed like that John Lynch was the leader on that defense. It was. I'm telling you, Andre Elam, I thought Rondé Barber was a key person in the secondary for the Bucs. He was probably the best cornerback, but I don't ever remember thinking of Rondé Barber as a leader of that Bucs defense when they had to run to the Super Bowl. I don't ever remember him that way. Maybe you did. From that ninja, great point. Andre Sapp ran the line, Barber ran the secondary, and Brooks ran the middle linebacker. Oh, hell to the no, don't agree on no Rondé Barber was the leader in the secondary. He was the better player, probably in relative terms, and I think Rondé Barber will probably get into the Hall of Fame, because he was a big part of that team. But as far as the secondary, no, it was John Lynch. Clearly, not even close. From Jam 2, have any of you ever watched the video hits of Jack Tatum? Got to see if Tatum played today, he would be brought up on charges, clearly. Who was this? Yeah, we got here. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm trying to pull it up, and I'm having issues. Okay, here we go. From KC, he says, I'm a true Buccaneer fan, but Lynch shouldn't get in before Barber. Rondé got 28 sacks and had 47 interceptions from the corner position. Once again, he probably was a better player technically, and with those numbers that you just gave, it probably says it. But the way that it came across is what I'm telling you. The way that it came across is that the leader of that secondary was John Lynch. Okay? He was kind of like the face of that secondary, not Rondé Barber. Once again, I'm not saying Rondé Barber wasn't a fantastic player. I said it a couple seconds ago. I think Rondé Barber will probably get into the Hall of Fame, and secondary positions are hard to get into the Hall of Fame, first of all. You see cats get into the Hall of Fame like Aeneas Williams and Deion Sanders and cats like that, like at the very pinnacle of their profession at that position. Rondé Barber might get in. And once again, this is all about how you remember the guy. Rondé Barber had a lot of stats, but in my remembering it, he had a lot of quiet stats.